Kevin, grandchildren, Devon, Justine, Danielle, and Keegan. Welcome, friends. Unexpectedly 80. I don't know about you, but I don't know about you. It just crept onto me. 80 is a new 60. We hear and read. Our good doctors advise us to be social butterflies, the best motivation for preventing Alzheimer's disease, they say. It is a good recommendation for us in our 60s, don't you think so? When Billy Graham was asked what the greatest surprise he found about his life, he replied without hesitation, the brevity of it. Carpe diem. May our pleasures be boundless while we have time to enjoy them. May we embrace hedonism, and may we become social butterflies for our own advantage. I am delighted for you being here, for you bring sunshine to my life. May I drink to your health. Yes.
Hello, I want to tell you all that the Love and the Otska family are so blessed and so happy to have each and every one of you here today. I'm going to give a little speech about the history of my mother, Ingelove. My mom, Ingelove, was born to Karl Wilhelm and Olga Louise Krohmann on April 20th, 1935, in Dillenburg, Germany. She was the daughter of a homemaker and a professor, and she defied the doctors by surviving pneumonia at 6 weeks of age, and then also, a few years later, at the age of 2, she survived an appendectomy infection. Growing up as an only child, she quickly learned the value of not only having friends, but having good, smart, and compassionate friends, most of whom are celebrating with us here today. The war years took their toll on Inge as a young child. Again, she survived with wit and determination, only to marry an American, John Locke. Theirs was a beautiful love story that produced 2 daughters and 4 grandchildren. Inge happily moved 4 grandchildren. I'm pretty sure there's 4. Is there something I don't know about?
I'm not sure. Maybe there's 5.
Vivian?
No.
Okay.
Maybe your great grandchild.
Inge happily moved from country to country, on average every 2 years. And she embraced each country, finding friends, joining clubs, practicing the respective languages, and hosting dinner parties. Mom always became a member of the Officers' Wives Club and the Historical Society as well. She would attend events with or without John. Inge's passions have always been swimming, gardening, and reading. Inge knew the importance of organic food long before it was cool to be green. Inge gardened many hours to put good, healthy food on our table daily. TV dinners were not ever heard of, and they never will be. It was her own chosen friends whom she valued and kept close. In fact, 2 years in Ankara, Turkey, became a favorite post for John and Inge, as that is where their friendship with the Rasmussens and with the Reardons began. And we are honored to have them here today, celebrating 40 years later. Inge has always held her friends in high esteem, which holds true today. This is why we are all so grateful and blessed for your presence here and walking this life together with Ingelove. To end, I would like to quote Goethe. Es bildet ein Talent sich in die Stille, doch ein Charakter nur im Strom der Zeit. Which means a talent is cultured in the stillness, yet a character only in the current of time. And next, I would like the grandchildren to come up and speak.
you want to see?
First and foremost, we are excited to be here today and grateful to each and every one of you for being here to help us honor Inga in her 80th birthday celebration.
Omi has made an everlasting impact on all of our lives from the moment we were born. She taught us meticulous table manners, how to eat healthy, take care of ourselves, and to always value education. She has always emphasized the profound and positive influence of how education can lead our lives in positive directions.
Omi has been such an inspirational and influential part of each of our lives, and her support and belief in us has helped shape each of us individually into the people that we are today.
We are all very thankful for having a grandma who has instilled her passion for not only traveling, but also culture into our lives, and we appreciate how much Omi has taught us about the German language and culture, and have all enjoyed sharing our different experiences we have had around the world with her.
We hold dear to our hearts all of the memories that we have shared with Omi the past years, like the times in Lake Arrowhead, Lake Shasta, Mount Hood, Mammoth, and Yosemite, to name a few.
We are immensely grateful for Omi's unconditional love, care, and guidance in all of our lives, and we would not be the people we've become today without Omi's inspiring and genuine influence on this journey that we call life.
Omi, we love you more than any of these words can express, and we are eternally thankful and appreciative for your wisdom and love.
Herzlichen Glückwunsch zum Geburtstag.
Happy birthday!
Happy birthday!
Thank you all for being here today to celebrate Inga and her rich, fulfilled, strong, meaningful life. We are here today because we love and appreciate Inga, but we also know that Inga loves and appreciates each and every one of us. I want to sincerely thank my mom for always taking good care of herself and us so that we can be here to celebrate Inga's 80th birthday. Her active, healthy, happy lifestyle. That she has been here for Christmas, for birthdays, for graduations, and this year to see both her granddaughters graduate from college. I've made this little acrostic, or we did, that has the word Ingalora. The I is for independent. Ingalora is one of the most independent women I know. This probably comes from her being an only child. She has been a great role model to all of us through her independence. She always made new friends, but taught us to cherish the old. She was also always very neighborly. She always made an effort to get to know her neighbors, to help her neighbors, and no matter where we lived, to create a sense of community. Inga, my mom, does this. She brings people together and makes them laugh and makes them feel good. The G is for German and gardener. She's very proud to be German, but now proud to be a German American. Thank you for teaching us the German language, Mom, about the German culture. In terms of gardening, no matter where we lived, my mom had a garden. If it was in the front yard, the backyard, or a community garden. And yes, we had to work in that garden, but my mom, Inga, always did most of the work, harvesting and eating. Her garden continues to be one of her many joys, and for many reasons is part of what keeps her young. The E is for entertaining and entertainer. My mom, Inga, can throw a good party and a fun party. She is fun, she is classy, she is traditional, and she is an entertainer. I remember huge parties in every home that we lived, which were about 10 different homes. She always made our guests, our homes, comfortable or gemütlich, full of good food, conversation, laughter, and always lots of teaching and lots of learning. Laughter and loud are what the L are for.
In that order?
Loud and laughter. Many memories of swimming, skiing, traveling by car, by boat, by plane, by foot, Volks marches, Inga always made it fun, and I could always hear her laughter and her voice. The O is for outgoing. Living in hotels, BOQs, getting to know the new country or culture that we were living in and learning from. Laughing in with my mom, whether it was musicals, plays, operas in New York, London, or Amsterdam. Inga is not only outgoing, she likes to go out. She experiences new markets, peoples, museums, history, sports, hikes, swims. She's always on the go. The R is for resourceful. Inga does believe where there's a will, there's a way. She can always figure out a way to make something work. And she has tremendous work ethic. She will work creating a new home for us no matter where we live, working in her garden, learning technology now, working on her rentals, and the E is for 80. She's 80, the new 60, and Inga is the poster child of that. The L in love is for love and friendship. The O is for octogenarian, which is what you are when you're 80. She's vivacious, and once again, she's at 80. The E. We would also just want to all wish her a happy birthday. Herzlichen Glückwunsch zum Geburtstag. And we would welcome anyone else coming up and sharing your name maybe, how long you've known Inga, where you met me, Inga, any maybe memorable moments or favorite times with Inga, or anything else. If you want at this time, you could share something like that about Inga. You don't have to come up, Inga said. And so if Inga said that, that's the way it is.
We met Inga and John in 2001. We moved across the street from them, and within the day they were over there making us feel like we'd come home. That's how Inga makes us feel, and at home all the time. I have a bird's eye view of her house through my kitchen window, so I keep an eye out for what she's doing, and I can the outgoing and the going out, I can always tell when she is going to go somewhere. And if she's not driving, the front door is wide open, and she's usually out of the street watching for the car, which might not be quite on time. And I'll say to Eric, she's going somewhere. She's off again. And I just feel like God gifted us with the most amazing neighbor in the world. So, thank you.
Okay, I'll do it.
King Jim.
Well, I was trying to think about what makes our relationship with Inga different from everybody else. I mean, we have so many things in common, but the thing that comes to my mind is that for at least the last 10 years, I think, Inga and Chris and I have taken trips together. And we do it once a year. We've been to Bend twice. We've been to Walla Walla, Washington. We've been to Oregon coast a couple of times. We've been up to the South Puget Sound. I mean, we do this every year. And I got to tell you, she's one of the greatest traveling companions that you could possibly imagine or hope for. She's certainly part of our family, and we think of her that way. But I wrote down a few things that I wanted to tell you, significant things that happened in the year Inga was born, to give you a little perspective. Not how old she is, but, well, yeah, it is how old she is. 1935, Bob Hope was first heard on the radio. Amelia Earhart flew nonstop from Hawaii to Oakland. The first canned beer was sold. Parker Brothers introduced monopoly. Social Security Act became law. Gershwin's Porgy and Bess opened. The first Pacific commercial flight by air, of course, was the China Clipper. And for those of us that knew Inga and her family from Turkey, this will be meaningful. Mustafa Kemal Pasha renamed himself Ataturk. But the thing that, when I just think about Inga, I must remember the great saying that the famous philosopher George Burns said. You can't help getting old, but you don't have to get old. You can't help getting older, but you don't have to get old. And that's Inga. So she may be 80, but I don't think of her 80. I think she's a very young person and a great friend. So.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Ron Rasmussen Jr. My parents are sitting right over here, Ron Sr. and Joan. I had the great good fortune to have met Inga in 1971 in Ankara, the capital of Turkey, when she and her husband John moved to town, and John became my high school principal at George C. Marshall American High School in Ankara, Turkey. There we learned several times the importance of always saying thank you. And of course we learned how to say thank you in German and Turkish and many other ways too. As time went on, we had some just marvelous times. John set a tremendous tone, a positive tone that came to spirit of being a high school principal in that very, very unique place. So as time went on, we parted company in Turkey. We came back here to Vancouver, Washington, and I went through college, decided to become recycled military, became an Air Force officer just like Dad in 1977. And then one day I was sitting in my office in Dallas, Texas, and I got the word that I was being transferred to RAF Lakenheath in the United Kingdom. So I phoned Mom and Dad, and Mom and Dad said, guess what? John Love is going to be the principal at Lakenheath High School, your base. So lo and behold, that summer I arrived at RAF Lakenheath in the United Kingdom, and then it turned to be the 1st of September, and per John Love's request, I was speaking in my Air Force blue uniform as an Air Force captain on the first day of school as one of his former students, with he there now at Lakenheath as the high school principal. That was my version of small town America, and it worked out magnificently. So down from there, many of the great things have happened. Inga's given us so many wonderful laughs, poignant moments, and great things. Now it's time to say, as they say in Turkey, hoş geldiniz, as well as çok teşekkür ederim. Thank you very much.
Very much. It's very emotional.
Light your candle.
Wow.
Take a whiff.
Take it to 90.
She just wished that her kids